Welcome back, everybody. My name is Abby. Today's practice is inspired by Libra season, and the focus will be on balance. So we'll spend some time building some awareness of our right and our left sides or hemispheres of the body. And we'll also do some standing balancing poses with the emphasis on creating a sense of stability. So for today's practice, I'd love for you to have two blocks, a strap and a blanket, and a yoga mat, and we'll get started. We're going to come down and start in child's pose. So if you'd like a little extra padding under your knees, you can take your blanket under your knees to start. And then you can just fold over, bringing your hands out in front of you, lengthening through the side bodies. And as a reminder, if your forehead doesn't easily touch the ground here, you can always rest your head on your hands. So in that case, the arms would not be stretched out. Or you could rest your head on a block, either a low height, medium, or even tall height. So anything that feels supportive and that lets you kind of rest and curl into yourself here. And then up to you if you want to stay still and quiet in the shape, or if you want to bring a little bit of movement. The movement might just be as simple as rocking the head side to side. Or it might be reaching the arms out in front, just bringing a little bit more active length into the arms and the sides. Thank you, Wanda. What a generous assist. If you too have a dog that you'd like to invite into your practice, you certainly can. Okay, that's good. You take about 5 more breaths where you are. And then from here, you can make your way up to a tabletop shape. So hands and knees. Again, you might keep the blanket where it is for a little extra padding. And then as you come to tabletop, you can start to bring any amount of movement to your spine, shoulders, and hips that feels good. I like to take my hips around in circles. You might enjoy some cat-cow movements, some rounding and arching of the spine. So anything to help wake your spine up, to wake your shoulders and your hips up, and to start building the connection between breath and movement. And then from here, we'll find a half gate pose. I like to use a block under my bottom hand. You may or may not need it. We'll extend the left leg back, swing the right foot to the side, and stretch the left hand towards the sky. So left foot, right knee, and right hand are all grounded. Top arm, left arm is reaching. And then you can start to move your top arm around in circles. Again, warming up the shoulder and letting the rest of the body respond to the movement of the arm, shoulder, and ribs. And you might press a little bit more firmly into the right hand, building a sense of strength and stability in the right side waist. And take one more breath in. And exhale, bring it back to tabletop. And same thing, other side. So with or without a block under your left hand, extend the right leg back, swing the left foot to the side, reach the right arm to the ceiling, and then start to move your right arm around any amount that feels good. Take another breath in. And breath out, come back to tabletop. You can slide any blocks that you might have had on your mat out of the way. And then we'll extend the right leg back again and come to the fingertips of the left hand. So bringing just a lightness to that left hand. So your belly might immediately kind of engage here to keep you stable. And you can either keep your left hand down, just resting on the fingertips, or lift to the left hand, bringing the thumb in line with the heart. So like a half prayer shape. And then lifting the right leg off the ground, just enough to start to feel your side bodies, your side waists engage, and your right glutes engage. Right hand, meanwhile, is pressing actively against the floor. And then you can bring your hand and your knee back down to the ground. We'll do the same thing to the other side. Left leg lengthens, toes stay on the ground to start. And then come up to your right fingertips. And then you might feel immediately your belly and your sides engaging to keep you stable. You can choose to keep your right hand on the ground or lift it up, bringing your thumb to your sternum. And then lift your left foot off the ground, bringing a little bit more strength into your glutes of the left side and also your belly and sides. And then bring your hand and knee back down. Once more to the first side, right leg lengthens. Come to left fingertips. You might stay there or you might lift your hand. And then if it feels all right, lift your right foot, feeling your glutes engage, and then feeling your belly and sides support the shape as well. And then hand and knee come back down. Same thing other side, left leg lengthens. Come to the right fingertips. Stay there or lift your right hand. And then lifting your left leg as long as that feels like a reasonable thing to do. Cultivating that sense of balance, stability. Even if there's a little bit of wobbling, that's okay. That's all part of it. And then hand and knee back down. And from here, you can take a cycle of cat-cow, or you could take your hips around in a circle to the left and to the right. And then from here, we'll come into a down dog. So lifting your hips up nice and high, pushing the floor away with the hands, letting the head relax, neck relax. Knees can be as bent as they need to be. Feet can be as wide as they need to be to allow the spine to lengthen and the hamstrings to feel happy about where they are. And then from there, we'll come forward into a plank pose. And if you've had a blanket on your mat, now might be a good time to slide that off to the side. From plank, we'll lower the knees down and then lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes, take your arms down by your sides, find a half locust pose, lifting the heart, broadening through the collarbones. Palms turn to face the ground. And then from here, we'll lift the right leg just a little bit, feeling your glutes again engage. And then set the right foot down. We'll lift the left leg just a little bit off the ground. Glutes and hamstrings engage here. Set the foot down. And then release the hands back to where they started. We'll press back through plank. And then either child's pose or down dog. And take a few breaths where you are. And then again, we'll pull forward plank pose. Lower the knees down. And then lower all the way down to your belly. Again, we'll take the arms by the sides, pointing the feet. And then lifting into a low half locust pose. So not lifting super high, but just feeling a strength in your back body. And then again, we'll lift the right leg just an inch or two off the ground. Still pressing the pubic bone down. Set the right foot down, and then lift the left leg just an inch or two off the ground. And then set the foot down. And then release the hands, press back again, child's pose or down dog. Take 3 breaths where you are. And then from there, you can make your way up to a down dog if you've been in child's pose. Walk the feet all the way up to the top of the mat, a forward fold. And then wiggle your feet a little bit wider, sink your hips down to a low squat, malasana. You can slide blocks underneath your butt here if you want a little more support, or just let the hips sink down, elbows press the knees apart. And then from here, set the hands down on the ground or blocks, lift the hips up, parallel the feet, forward fold. Inhale, partway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Knees can be soft, spine can be rounded. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, Urdhva arms stretch up overhead. And then exhale, hands come together at the heart. Half sun salutations. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, soft knees, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands together at the heart. One more like that. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, partway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands together at the heart. We'll add to that. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, partway lift. Exhale, fold. This time, step the right foot back. Lower the right knee. And then inhale, stretch your arms up. Anjaneyasana lunge. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step back, down dog. Inhale, forward into plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Low cobra as you inhale. Exhale, press back, child's pose or down dog for 3 breaths. When you're ready, from here you can inhale, stretch the right leg up and back. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Lower your back knee, and then lift up to Anjaneyasana again, chest and arms rise. Exhale, bring the hands down, step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale again, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, partway lift. Exhale, fold, left foot steps back. Lower your knee. Inhale, reach up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step back, down dog. Inhale, forward into plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog or child's pose for 3 breaths. When you're ready, inhale, left leg can rise up. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Lower your right knee. Inhale, reach up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Pausing here, we'll take 5 breaths. Feeling your feet as they root into the ground. Maybe you feel the toes lightly spread. Bringing your awareness perhaps up to your hips, feeling them stack over the heels or arches of the feet. Bringing your awareness up the spine, the chest, shoulders, and heart. Feeling the spine lengthen. And bringing the awareness even up to the head and the crown of the head, feeling it lift away from the feet. And then from here, we'll shift the weight over to the right foot, pick up the left foot, draw the knee towards your chest. You can interlace your hands around the shin and gently pull the leg towards you, or you could just hold the leg there with the strength of your hip flexors and abdominals. Really use the strength of your right foot, spread the toes. And then we'll swoop the left foot all the way back into a high lunge, landing delicately, lifting your heart and your arms as you do. And then shifting forward, arms sweep down, left knee draws up, finding a moment of balance. And then sweeping the left leg all the way back, high lunge again. Shifting forward, arms sweep down, left knee rises. A couple more times. Inhale, sweep back to high lunge. Exhale, sweep forward. Inhale, sweep back. Exhale once more forward. Inhale once more back. And then from there, you can take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, or just frame the sacrum with the palms. We'll lift the heart, draw the shoulder blades lightly towards each other. If it feels good to straighten the arms, you can. And then from there, open out into Warrior Two, spinning the left heel down, arms stretch apart. Flip the right palm, reach back, peaceful. And then tilt forward to side angle. Right forearm can rest on your thigh. Left arm can stretch alongside the ear. Or you could take really any variation here. You might take a block under your right hand, left hand to left hip, or maybe you take a half bind. So finding a variation of your side angle, you could hold for a few breaths. And then from here, we'll bring both hands down to the ground. Walk them all the way back towards your left foot, bending the left knee, Skandasana. And then all the way up and over to your right foot, bending the right knee, Skandasana. A couple times your pace, walking the hands over to the left as you bend the knee, and over to the right as you bend the knee. And then next time you arrive towards the back of the mat with your left knee bent, you can pivot to face the back of the mat in a lunge with left leg forward. Right hand can stay down as you turn towards your left side. So either coming into a lunge twist or a side plank variation, which is where I'm going because I don't like twisting, or at least my spine doesn't. And then bring both hands down. Walk your hands all the way up towards your right foot, Bending the right knee, lunge facing forward, and then twist the other direction. So opening your heart towards the right, lunge, twist, or wiggling your right foot back a little bit so you're in your side plank variation, which is not a twist, but it has some similar elements. And then both hands can come down. From here, we'll shift forward to a standing split, so you can bring blocks with you underneath your hands if you'd like. Left leg rises. Maybe you stack your left hip over your right and bend your left knee if that feels fun. Right knee can be as bent as it needs to be. And then from there, we'll square the hips, push off from the ground, rise all the way up, knee towards chest, moment of balance, and then step your left foot down, back to Tadasana, or you could give your limbs a little shake. I always love a good limb shake. And a good sigh. Give yourself a moment. And ultimately, you can find your way back to Tadasana. And then when you're ready, shift your weight to your left leg, pick up your right foot. Knee can lift towards your chest. You can just hold it there with the strength of your hip flexors, or interlace your hands around the shin and gently pull up. And then from there, sweep your right foot all the way back, landing in a high lunge. And then shifting forward, knee lifts, arms sweep down, balancing for a moment. And then sweeping your right leg all the way back, high lunge again. And then shifting forward again, knee to chest, arms sweep down. Sweeping your leg back, high lunge again. A couple more times. Exhaling forward, drawing the knee up. Inhaling, reaching back, high lunge as the arms lift. Once more, we'll exhale forward. And then once more, inhale back. Pausing in your high lunge, you can take your hands behind you, interlace the fingers, or you can frame the sacrum with the palms. Again, bringing some space to the front of the chest. Elbows draw towards each other, heart lifts. And then from there, warrior two, right heel meets the ground, arms stretch apart. Inhale, flip your left palm, reach back, peaceful warrior. And then side angle as you bring left forearm to thigh or left hand to a block. Top arm can stretch alongside your ear, or really find any variation that feels good. And pausing here for a few breaths. And then from there, you can bring both hands to the ground, walk them slowly all the way over towards your right foot. Bend your right knee, Skandasana. And then all the way up to your left foot, bending your left knee, Skandasana. And side to side a couple more times. Moving slowly with your breath, nothing rushed. And the next time you're near your right foot, you can pivot to face the back of the mat in a lunge. And then twisting towards your right side. You could either stay in a lunge twist if that feels good for your spine, or open it up into a side plank variation if you don't want to be twisting. And then both hands down, readjust the right foot if you need. Walk all the way up towards your left foot. Lunge with left leg forward, and again, twisting or turning your whole body towards the left. And then both hands come back down. Again, you might need to shift that front foot forward. We'll shift all the way into a standing split, lifting that right leg. Hands might be on blocks. And then if it feels good, you can stack your right hip over your left, maybe bend your right knee. And then squaring your hips, pushing off from the ground or blocks, rising all the way up, knee to chest, hands to sky. And then set your foot down, arms set down as well, and then give a little full body shake out. Take a couple big breaths, big sighs. And then from here, inhale, stretch both arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. You can either just step straight back into a down dog, or maybe you move through plank, lower to your belly, to a cobra, and then back to down dog. So any journey you want to take to get to down dog, take your time. And then from down dog, we'll inhale, stretch the right leg up. Roll the hip open, bend the knee. Inhale, lengthen the leg. And then exhale, knee to chest, shoulders forward. Inhale, reach the leg back again. Three-legged dog. Exhale again, knee to chest. Inhale, reach the leg back. Exhale last time, knee to chest. And then step the foot down, rise into a high lunge. And then take the arms down by your sides. Palms can turn forward as you lift the heart. Find a little lift in your low belly as well. And then we'll shift forward to a warrior three. Arms can stay along your sides, or you could bring them to prayer in front of your chest. Finding some strength in your belly and sides, as well as strength in the back of the left hip, your glutes. And then from there, we'll rise all the way up, knee to chest, hands to sky. Cross lifted ankle over standing thighs. You sit the hips back and down into figure four. Hands can be at your heart in prayer, or you could take them to your hips. And then from there, uncross. Swing your left leg all the way back, high lunge again. And then open out into warrior two. From here, inhale, flip the right palm, reach back, peaceful. And then you can either straighten your leg and find triangle pose, or you could tilt forward and find a side angle pose again. So if you're coming to side angle, you've been there before. If you're coming to triangle, you can look at me if you need a refresher. Both legs approaching straight. Right hand might rest on a block or on your shin, or it might reach for the ground if that's accessible. And then from your triangle or your side angle, we'll shift forward into a half moon pose. And if this feels like too much, you can also just stay where you are. But if you want a little bit more balance, left leg lifts, right hand is on a block or maybe on the ground underneath your right shoulder. Top arm could reach towards the sky, or you could let it rest at your left hip. Right knee can be a little bit bent, absorbing the wobbles. And then from here, we'll find standing split, softening the right knee, bringing both hands to the ground or blocks. Take an inhale. Exhale, step the left foot all the way back, low lunge, and then again, we'll twist towards the right side. So same options as before, lunge, twist, or you could move into a side plank variation. And then if you're in that side plank variation, you could stay there a moment. We'll meet in plank pose. So wherever you're coming from, meet back up in plank. And then your journey back to a down dog. So it could just be a simple lift of the hips. It could be a movement down to your belly, to a back bend, and then back to down dog. Whatever you do, take your time. And then from there, left leg rises, roll your hip open, bend your knee. Three-legged dog again, and then exhale, knee to chest, shoulders forward. Inhale, reach your leg back. Exhale again, knee to chest. Inhale once more, reach your leg back. Exhale last time, knee to chest. And then step your foot down, rise up, high lunge. And then arms come down by your sides, palms turn forward. Find a little strength in your back body, so shoulder blades might draw lightly towards each other. From here, we'll shift forward, warrior three. Right leg rises, so glutes are strong. Arms can stay by your sides, or you could bring the palms together in prayer. And then rising up, knee draws towards your chest, hands reach to the sky. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh, sink the hips back and down for figure four. And then lifting up, uncross, step your right foot all the way back, high lunge. And then from there, warrior two, spinning right heel down, arms stretch apart. Flip your left palm, reach back, peaceful. Your choice, whether you want to come back to side angle or straighten the left leg and find triangle pose. If you're coming to triangle, you might want to shorten the stance a little bit between the feet. You may want a block under your bottom hand. Top arm could be at your hip or reaching towards the sky. Couple more breaths, whether you're in side angle or triangle. And then from wherever you are, we'll shift forward to half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Block and hand move forward. Right leg lifts about as high as your hip. Right hand could be at your hip or reaching towards the sky. Oh, and I've got a windowsill here. I'm just going to rest my head on it. That's convenient. Perhaps you too have a windowsill to aid in your balance. From wherever you are, we'll find our way to standing split, so softening your left knee. Both hands can find the ground or your blocks. If it feels good to roll the hip open, bend the knee, you can. And then stepping your right foot all the way to the back of the mat, low lunge. And then twist again towards your left. You might stay in a twist. You might move to a side plank variation. You might even step your left foot back to stack over the right foot for a stronger side plank. And then from wherever you are, plank pose. Your choice, how you get back to down dog, whether you just simply lift the hips or maybe lower down, find a back bend, and then stretch back. Take about 3 breaths where you land. And then from there, you can set the knees down and we'll come onto the back. And if you want a little padding underneath your back for this next little bit, we'll be on the back for a little while. So I always like to take a blanket, maybe you do too. Also have your strap nearby when you come down onto your back. And then once you're down, we'll take the strap and put it in a loop if you can, so that it's looped up and won't pull apart. And then we'll slide that strap loop over the legs. Make sure that it is sized so that when you press your knees apart, your legs are about hips distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. And then from there, we'll lift up into a bridge pose. So arms can be by your sides, elbows bent. Press down through the feet and the arms as you lift the hips up. As you lift, you might draw the shoulder blades a little bit towards each other. Maybe even straighten the arms. And then you can press the heels down and apart, firing up a little bit more strength in your outer hip muscles. Oh, and Wanda's back. Hello, Wanda. Thank you so much. Okay, that's good. From there, you can come all the way down to your back again. Give yourself a moment's rest. And then same thing one more time. Pressing upper arms and feet down. Knees press out into the strap as you lift your hips to bridge pose. And again, shoulder blades could walk a little towards each other. Hands could hold the outer edges of the mat or maybe even interlace. Back of the head can lightly press down. And then release all the way back down to the ground. You can slide your strap off of your legs and off to the side. And then if it feels good, you can take your arms up overhead. Let the knees drop over to the left as you turn your head to the right. And then back to the middle and over to the other side. The knees can drop to the right as you turn your head to the left. And then back to the center again. We'll take another bridge pose here without the help of the strap. And we'll have a little twist. And Wanda is here for moral support. Thank you so much. So when you're ready, press the upper arms down, lift the hips. Shoulder blades tuck a little towards each other. Do what feels comfortable with the arms. And then, if you want, you can lift up onto your right tiptoes. Really root through that left foot and then lift the right leg towards the sky. And then set your right foot down again. Same thing, other side. Weight shifts into the right foot. Come into the tiptoes of your left foot. And then lift the left leg towards the sky. And then set your foot back down. And then all the way back down to the ground. And again, if it feels good, you could reach the arms up alongside the ears. Swish the knees side to side. Or just let your hips rest and knees rest against each other. And then from here, we'll come into an eye of the needle. So crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. This might be enough. You could just keep your left foot on the ground and gently press your right thigh forward. If that feels good, you can stay there. Otherwise, you can draw your left knee towards you and either loop your hands or your strap around the left leg to gently pull your leg towards you and press your right thigh away. And the idea here is to stretch into the outer right hip and perhaps also the right inner thighs, just depending on how tight they are. And take another 3 breaths. And then release that side. You can switch to the other side. Right foot on the ground, left ankle crosses right thigh. And you might stay there with that right foot on the ground or draw the right knee towards you, looping strap or hands around the right leg and just gently pulling in. Try to let your head, neck, and shoulders be pretty relaxed here as well. Sometimes if this feels like a lot or a struggle for the hips, and if you notice your head is lifting, you could fold another blanket and set it underneath your head. So support yourself as much as you need to. We'll take another 3 patient breaths on this side. And then uncross the legs. Draw both knees towards your chest. If it feels good, you can gently rock a little bit right to left. Maybe finding a happy baby, taking your hands to the feet or even the shins. And then you can rock all the way over to one side. Make your way back up to a seat. And we'll be seated for a few minutes before we rest into Shavasana. So I like to fold up a blanket and either just sit up on the blanket with my legs crisscrossed. So this is one option. Another option is to take a block between the ankles and then your blanket on top of that, and then sit back so you have a little padding and also a little elevation. So find a comfortable seat, however that looks. And then we'll take a style of breathing called nadi shodhana, sometimes called alternate nostril breath. So for this, right thumb is going to close the right nostril and then breathe fully out of the left nostril. And then in the left, close the left with your right ring finger, open the right, breathe out through the right nostril. And then in through the right, close the right, breathe out through the left. In left, close left, breathe out right. In right, close the right, breathe out left. In left, close left, breathe out right. In right, close right, breathe out left. And then continuing that pattern, out and then in on one side, closing and then switching, out and then in on the other side. Close your eyes if that feels good. Take your time with each inhale and each exhale. And you might even think about kind of lifting and widening the soft palate of the mouth as you breathe in. creating more space for the breath to occupy. And then keeping that spaciousness even as you breathe out, so still lifted, wide, soft palate. Almost like you're yawning with your mouth closed. If your right arm is getting tired, you could support the elbow with the left hand, just giving it a little prop. So try to relax the right shoulder as much as you can. We'll be here about 1 more minute. At the end of your next exhale, you can relax both hands down to your lap or take both hands to your heart. Take a couple breaths, just breathing in through both nostrils and out through both nostrils. Then you might still think about lifting and widening the soft palate of the mouth, creating more space for the breath. Notice the pace and the rhythm of your breathing. And then you can either stay seated if that's comfortable for you, or you can lay down into Shavasana. And we'll take just another 3 or 4 minutes of rest together. So you choose how you want to be, seated or reclined, or maybe even in your favorite restorative pose. Eyes can be closed or softly focused. Feeling the weight of your body connecting with the ground. And just letting your breath find an easy, natural rhythm. When you're ready, you can start to gently move your body again, maybe just wiggling the hands and feet, rocking your head side to side. And you might give yourself a full body stretch, lengthening the legs and the arms. And eventually making your way over to one side and back up to a seat if you've been on your back. Once you're upright again, you can take both hands to rest on top of your heart. And take a big breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, take a big exhale. Inhale again together. Exhale, big sigh. Bowing your head down to your own heart and to the hearts that surround and support you. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Libra season. May you be balanced. May you be grounded. I will see you soon.